Bien amigos, pues estamos ahora con Trent Richardson, este hombre que está siendo el embajador de la FAM en los Estados Unidos y está realizando bastantes cosas interesantes. Trent, first of all, thank you for taking the interview. Tell us what about this Sunday, the training camp in Alabama for the FAM.
Oh man, how you doing, man? We enjoyed it Sunday, man. It was a great turnout. We had 84 guys there, and we had all the coaches down, all the head coaches down, and we had the commissioner down. And man, everybody just enjoyed themselves, man. They was able to, give these guys an opportunity to come out and be able to try out for the Mesco, for the family, and give these guys an opportunity to, if they played in the NFL, give them a second chance, give a guy a good chance to have a professional career. And when you have an opportunity like that, man, you cannot pass it up.
Right, and also you say second chances, and life is built about second chances, right?
Most definitely, man. I mean, because you got to think about these kids that's coming out there. I don't want to call them kids. These young men that's coming out there. A lot of these guys that's coming out there is 25, 21 through 25. Or some of them guys that may be 28 if they play in the league or not. But at the end of the day, like I tell people all the time, you don't have for athlete, we don't have the regular time zone, to have a mistake, to get in trouble, or, to go to the club and to do all type of stuff that regular people get to do. I mean, because we get put on this platform to where if you mess up, you're done with. If you mess up, you shouldn't do that because you're in a image to where um, you're always on camera. You're a leader. But some people, need time to mature. They say the man don't mature to, get into their full maturity until they at least 25. But for athletes, I mean, if you get recruited at a high level, we only have from 15 to 18, and I don't think it's fair. But that's the one thing I'm trying to teach these guys, that this second chance that you have. And I tell guys all the time, you are your way out, and that's my slogan. You got to take advantage of it and be a professional on and off the field. And I think people need to start teaching that earlier. And I think people need to realize that we are regular humans and we do have feelings and we do want to have fun and we do like to enjoy ourselves.
And also, in probably it's the wrong image from a nice person, right? Because sometimes an athlete, an student athlete or a professional athlete, it's sometimes many of those times in the wrong place at the wrong time. And now with the social media, it's easy to wreck with their cellular and said, "Oh, this guy is a bad guy," and it's not the way. It's just a bad day for that person.
Oh yeah, and I agree with you, man. Social media has corrupted the world with the image of that we're supposed to live this life of I want to say superstar, but a type of person that who can't mess up, or who don't have a bad day. And I don't think it's fair for most guys, because I mean, and women, especially for the student athletes, man. I just don't think it's made for I think people got, it's two sides of it, because when you do have the image of the platform that we do have, you can make a lot of money off social media. But when it comes to us trying to be us and be human, I mean, it's okay to be weird sometimes. It's okay to be, to mess up sometimes. But we got to learn from our lessons. We're not perfect. No man is made perfect. No woman is made perfect. I mean, so we're not going to always say the right thing. We're not going to always do the right thing, you know. But, when it comes to these kids, man, you got to realize at the same time, they're only 20. They're only 18, 15, 16, or, they're still in their 30s. I mean, stuff like that, people, get away from us just being regular kids or regular, humans. At the end of the day, like, we still learning. We can never stop learning. I'm gonna always be a student of the game, because at the end of the day, once I stop learning, I'm gonna stop growing.
Exactly. And talking about this issue, and now that you know that in Mexico we have a great history of football and the professional leagues, it's easy for you to tell all the American players, hey, look this way. We have XFL, CFL, NFL. I read about the USFL. It's going to born again. You have so many options for a professional guy, for an athlete to try to still playing football, right?
Mhm. Yeah, and what I think is the good thing about our league with the family. We're growing. We've been around for 3 years. We still adding teams, and we kind of we're getting stronger. So to know about what the family has done over the years, even with this year putting 3 guys in the NFL, get them on 10 rosters. That's big. It's not a lot of teams. There's not a lot of leagues that's outside the NFL's. Letting guys go to the next level, or putting guys in the NFL. Um, so to have a chance to grow with this league, for me, when I went out there, man, I fell in love with the place. I fell in love with Chihuahua. I fell in love with Mexico, and for me, man, it was just that was the big factor, and I couldn't turn it down. And they've been helping me grow, internationally, not just in the states, not just local, internationally. My brand has grown, and I feel like for me, man, just seeing how the coaches and the commissioner they reacted to my kids yesterday, to my family. It just shows you why like this is a place that you want to build your career. And for me, I want to be a pioneer of the league. It's nothing like starting a league, man, and being one of the first ones that to start it off, or to sit there and say, well, man, when you look at Alabama, right? When those guys go win these games, or they got all these nice trophies and rings and these big locker rooms now that we didn't have. These amazing statues of Coach Saban, or these new complexes. That's something we built. That we started at. So I'm always happy to go back to the University of Alabama, and to share that feeling with my kids, because they don't know how hard we put in for work for that.
Talking about Alabama, yesterday, 7 players of Alabama playing the same game, Raiders against Philly. I suppose you root for the Raiders because you play there, right?
Well, you know what, man? I it's hard, but I did root for the Raiders because one of the guys I'm really close with is Josh Jacobs, man, and he's a running back that played at Bama, man. So I do root for the Raiders, because of Josh. But for me, man, I just we got so many players all over the NFL. It's almost 7 players playing against each other every Sunday for Alabama, and because we're spread it out, and a lot of people are coming to our programs, and being able to get guys that played underneath Nick Saban, that knows the business of it, who's grown already, who's been through the controversy of being the number 1 team, or being that guy that's always out there in front. Everybody want a piece of that at their program. Everybody want a piece of that pedigree or that bloodline in their program. So you look at what Georgia's doing, you look what Ole Miss is doing, you look at what the New York Giants are doing, you look at what Oregon is doing. A lot of those guys came underneath the head coaches came underneath Nick Saban program. Clemson, they came from Alabama. So it's when you look at the SEC, you look at the NFL, it's Alabama, roots all over it.
And talking about this issue about the ACC, why is so powerful that conference? Because you you are one of the best conference in all the whole country. I know there are the 300 and many teams in the US, but why ACC it's building so stronger from last 30 years?
Well, the SEC, man, is they have bigger players. Like they play, like SEC was built off. I want to say smash my football. Like they always got the bigger players, they always got the stronger players, and they always got the fastest players. And so to have all 3 of that in one, um, is nowhere in the world. When you got a guy like Marcel Dares that go 3rd pick, and he wasn't even starting. You got a guy like Josh Jacobs who went 1st round, who wasn't even starting. You got guys like Julio. I mean, but when you go to Georgia, you got guys um, like that big defense lineman they have now, man. The SEC, man, is just just the south of it, like the competition. If you go look at football, even high school football, it's way better than up north. And because I sit there and say,
Talking about what you see in Alabama with players, can you tell us some players you like to be part of the FAM?
oh yeah, man, I see a lot of players that especially for Alabama, man, that that need opportunity, and I see some that if we do bring them along, that'd be a good fit for the league. I just actually talked to Boy Scarborough. Bo played for the University of Alabama. And he played for the Detroit, which is the last team he really played for. He tore his ACL, but I think that might be a nice running back for the family. And, been talking to guys like Reuben Foster. Everybody knows that's one of the best linebackers to ever to come out of Alabama. And I mean, right now he just want to play ball, and guys need film. They trying to get back to the next level. They want to have a professional career. With the upcoming guys, man, it's crazy because Alabama whole team, man, can really play in the NFL or play in the next level, play in a professional league, play in a family league, and have an opportunity, man, and just having a great career. And so, when you look at guys like Bryce Young, he's a guy that has a big arm, really fast, really smart guy. I took the coaches and the owners and the commissioner over to the game this weekend, in the Tennessee game, and they loved it, man. They enjoyed it, and we had so much fun. We was able to get on the field before the game. It was actually able to see the first kickoff and the first touchdown. They got to see Brian Robinson. I mean, Brian Robinson, man, is running real hard at Alabama. Like, he's one of those guys, and there's very few guys that can sit there and say that could have played with me and Mark Ingram and Eddie Lacy. And he's one of those guys. Him and Josh Jacobs, I can put in that category to where, like, man, you keep running like you're running, man. You're gonna be one of the greatest that come out of Alabama.
And what do you think about Kenyon Drake and Jacobs, two Alabama guys in the same team, professional team?
Yeah, man, Kenyon. I mean, even with Kenyon was probably one of the most athletic, running backs that came out of Alabama. Even when he was there, Kenyon was really athletic, man. And Kenyon, for them to be on the same team, man, it's amazing. I wish, when I was getting coming out, when me and Mark could have went to the same team, because at the end of the day, NFL needs two backs. It ain't that one back system no more. You got to have somebody, that runs kind of similar but different. I mean, when you looked at Reggie Bush and what's his name, Lindell White, when he was at
With
USC,
the
and you look at me
Saints
and Mark, like,
or with
no,
USC?
no, when he was with USC, yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, when me and Mark was at Alabama, we ran alike, but we was different. Like, Mark, he was really slippery, but he could still run you over. He wasn't gonna break the long runs, but he would break the long runs, but he wouldn't. He'll get walked down. Mark was a little slower than me. With me, I was strong. I love to run people over, and I broke the long runs. And so we just had a combination in a relationship to where that two back system worked for us. And I think Mark has been very successful in the NFL because anytime he's had a two back system, it kept him healthy and it kept him, um, on the field to where he can be more expandable and you can use him as a receiver. He was real good hands. Mark was a receiver getting recruited out of Michigan when he was getting recruited from Alabama, and I think what Mark do. Um, it's crazy because he's been around for 11 years now. And so with Kenyon is he's a great catcher. And Josh, he catch the ball good out the backfield, but you can put Kenyon more in the receiver position, just kind of how they, Lane had him in Alabama and playing too. So I think, man, that combination there, man, for the next 3 to 4 years, if they stay with each other for the next 3 to 4 years, that's gonna be a dangerous program over there in Las Vegas.
Okay, Trent. Well, it's pretty nice to talk to you. I hope it's not the last time.
That's
And we've been touched about these camps of FAM. Where is the next camp?
So we're
Where and
announcing it
when?
today, man. All right, we're announcing it today, and the next one is in Shreveport, Louisiana, November the 14th. So it's gonna be on another Sunday. And guys, you got enough time to get trained up, get out there, get your tickets. Because I'm telling you, man, the opportunity that this is gonna bring for a lot of kids, a lot of people, is bigger than bigger than me sitting there saying I'm gonna play football again, man. I just want to see guys be successful and live out their dream. And so it will be in Louisiana, Shreveport, November the 14th. And so, man, we're gonna put out the dates and stuff all on my social media. That's trich33 underscore on Instagram, and you can go to the website and go to the links. TR3, no, you are your way out. You are your way out. It's the page, for all the links and stuff like that, man. To go sign up. So if you're out there, man, you want an opportunity, man, go sign up right now, man. Because I'm telling you, man, the coaches are hungry and they're willing to help guys get out there and be successful.
Okay. Before we go, one last thing. On Saturday in Monterrey, there's a combine for the NFL for Mexican players, for youth Mexican players. What advice to them? What to tell them you need to do or make this to make it happen?
The advice I would give players right now, man, to realize at the end of the day, it's your dream. And I sit there and say that because it's either your dream or my dream. So if you're in line, sitting back and sitting there, letting somebody else take reps, that's your fault. You got to go hard on everything you do. So when you're training, you train like it's your last day. When you're working out, you be up in there like you're trying to get better. Because if you go home and sit there and say, maybe I should have did this, maybe I should have did that, you didn't do enough. Don't have no, doubts when you leave that field. When you out there training, when you out there, you trying to get an opportunity. You got some guys that willing to give you the opportunity for you to play a kid's game. Take advantage of it. I mean, because this game, at the end of the day, it's fun for us. And we all started this game because it was fun and we love the game. Don't never lose the love of the game, but you can learn how to be a professional and respect the game too. So I tell all the people all the time, man, it's your career, and that's what my trainer leaves me at the end of the day. So when he know when I'm slacking, so my trainer actually played with me at Alabama, Mike McCoy. So he know when I was, when I was slacking, he'll sit there and tell me, it's your way out, bro. Oh, he'll sit there and say, it's your career. You got two girls, you got two little daughters, you got two sons. They got to eat. So I don't know what everybody's drive is, but have a drive. Have a reason. I don't know if it's money. I don't know if it's girls. I don't know if it's kids. I don't know if it's your mom. Whatever the situation is, have your drive in your head every time you take a rep, every time you lift a weight, every time you watch film, every time you run a route, and be hard and be critical when you criticize yourself. Like, be your biggest critic. That's always that's always pushed me.
Perfect. Trent, a pleasure and nice to talk to you.
Just say, hey man, anytime, man, I'm here, man. So we can get on this thing every week. Let me know.
Okay. Thank you and have a nice Monday and a nice week.
Yes, sir. Much respect, man.